What's happening, Legends? Welcome back to Legends Nexus. We're kicking things off today with a look at the ambitious Aviation Vision 2050 and its groundbreaking goals for climate-neutral growth in the skies. Can the aviation industry truly achieve sustainability while still expanding? Then, we're diving into September 23rd, a day that's actually two significant observances rolled into one: Education Technology Day and the vital International Day Against Sexual Exploitation and Trafficking of Women and Children. We'll explore what these mean and why they're being celebrated. Our attention then shifts to the incredible power of community action as we highlight the International Coastal Cleanup, where over 240 volunteers in Nassau County took to the shores for a record-breaking effort to protect our waterways. Get ready to be inspired by their dedication. And finally, we're examining a major economic trend. A recent global survey reveals that approximately 20% of international manufacturers have exited the U.S. market in the past year. What's driving this exodus, and what does it mean for America's economy? All that and more, right here on Legends Nexus. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Aviation's green dream: can climate-neutral growth take flight? The skies are getting crowded, and the pressure is on for the aviation industry to go green. We're talking about Aviation Vision 2050, a bold initiative aiming for climate-neutral growth. But here's the catch: simply controlling greenhouse gas emissions might not be enough to align the entire sector with the ambitious goals of the Paris Agreement. This isn't just about tweaking engines, it's about a fundamental shift in how we think about air travel and its impact on our planet. Get ready for a deep dive into the challenges and innovations that could define the future of flight. This story is sparking intense debate online, with aviation experts and environmentalists weighing in on the feasibility and urgency of these climate targets. The global community is watching closely to see if Aviation Vision 2050 can truly deliver on its promise of sustainable skies. But can the aviation industry really achieve such lofty goals? Or are we looking at a bumpy landing for these climate initiatives? Stay tuned, because next, we're shifting gears to a significant global economic tremor, as nearly a fifth of international manufacturers have packed up and left the U.S. market. Dual observances: Education Tech meets global awareness on September 23rd. Mark your calendars for September 23rd, a day that carries significant weight on two very different fronts. It's not just Education Technology Day, a celebration of innovation and learning, but also the critical International Day Against Sexual Exploitation and Trafficking of Women and Children. These two observances, though distinct, highlight crucial aspects of progress and protection in our modern world. This day serves as a powerful reminder of how technology can revolutionize education, making learning more accessible and engaging for everyone. Simultaneously, it calls for global solidarity and action against the horrific exploitation and trafficking that affects countless lives, underscoring the need for vigilance and support systems worldwide. From the advancements in our classrooms to the urgent need for global protection, September 23rd is a day of multifaceted importance. But before we move on, what happens when the focus shifts from education and safety to the sand and sea? Get ready for an inspiring story of community power. Record beach cleanup: 242 volunteers tackle Nassau County's coastline. Nassau County's waterways are breathing a little easier thanks to an unprecedented turnout for the International Coastal Cleanup on September 20th. Over 240 dedicated volunteers, a new record for the area, rolled up their sleeves to tackle litter and debris along the coast. Organized by Keep Nassau Beautiful with a host of community partners, this event saw teams scouring beaches and waterways, collecting a staggering amount of trash. Local heroes from groups like the 8 Flags Jeep Club and Girl Scout troops joined forces with Adopt a Road partners and eager individuals. They meticulously gathered over 3,700 pieces of litter, weighing in at nearly 2,400 pounds, with cigarette butts and plastic bottles topping the list of offenders. This data, shared with the Ocean Conservancy, contributes to a global database tracking marine debris. The day concluded with a well-deserved volunteer appreciation lunch, celebrating a monumental effort to protect our environment. Audience impact: Social media is buzzing with photos and thanks for the volunteers, celebrating the visible difference made. Environmental advocates are hailing the event as a success, while also echoing Keep Nassau Beautiful's call for reduced single-use plastic consumption to tackle the root cause. It's truly inspiring to see what a community can achieve when they unite for a common cause. But what happens when the focus shifts from cleaning our shores to the massive exodus of manufacturers from American soil? We've got the details next. Manufacturing exodus: why 20% of international firms are leaving the U.S. Alarm bells are ringing in the global economic landscape, as a recent survey reveals a significant trend. Roughly 20% of international manufacturers have exited or scaled back their operations in the United States over the past year. This mass withdrawal places America among the top countries, alongside China and Russia, from which businesses are pulling out, driven by a complex mix of tariff pressures, economic uncertainty, and escalating compliance costs. The repercussions are being felt keenly by U.S. companies, with over half reporting substantial revenue declines in the last 12 months, a direct consequence of both increased costs and global instability. In response, more than half of global manufacturers are actively rerouting their supply chains away from high-tariff zones and reducing their dependence on suppliers in these volatile regions. This strategic shift is reshaping international trade and impacting economies worldwide. Audience impact: economists and business leaders are dissecting these findings, with many expressing concern over the long-term implications for American jobs and industrial competitiveness. Discussions are rampant on business forums about the need for policy adjustments to retain and attract international manufacturing. This manufacturing downturn signals a major shift in global economic strategy, impacting supply chains and revenues across the board. But before we sign off, let's quickly recap the biggest headlines that shook the news cycle today. And that's a wrap on today's Legends Nexus. We covered the ambitious Aviation Vision 2050, aiming for climate-neutral growth, the dual observances of Education Technology Day, and the International Day Against Sexual Exploitation and Trafficking, an incredible record-breaking international coastal cleanup with over 240 volunteers, and a significant manufacturing exodus with 20% of international firms leaving the U.S. market. What a packed show. If you found this information valuable, smash that like button, subscribe to Legends Nexus for more, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments below and follow us on all social media platforms to stay connected. We'll see you next time.